Well, Dr. Garry Bonsall, yeah. Welcome to our podcast, our Levels of Life podcast.
The teeth are just part of this stage that people get to in their lives where they think, I need a makeover. They said, oh, Dr. Bonsall, we would not presume to tell people to change their toothbrush every month. I said, what the hell? You're the World Health Organization. You should call yourself the World Illness Organization. Okay, you do it. I'll do it. I'll write a book. I don't need you. I see some patients coming back, and my nurse said, that's their boss in the waiting room. And I'm not kidding, I thought she was her daughter.
Really? Well, Dr. Garry Bonsall? Bonsall, yes?
Bonsall, yes.
Bonsall, yeah. Welcome to our podcast, our Levels of Life podcast. It was nice to see you again. This is Basel's English Swiss dentist. Thank you for thank you for coming. Well, thank you for letting us come into your beautiful praxis. It's nice.
You're welcome.
And what made me curious to message you, reach out to you was, I think, the view of perception when you meet someone. Like, everyone's judging how you look from the start, and your teeth is something that I always look at, which I think is really important, and it reflects someone. Who's better yet to sit down and talk to an expert that's been doing this for over 30 years? And then I was like, so I want to learn more about you, how this works, what your experiences is with dentistry, and sort of how you got started. I read your book, and this book is, for anyone that's listening, it's a really good book. The 4 Secrets the Dentist Haven't Told You.
That's right.
Yeah.
The 4 Secrets Your Dentist Never Told.
Never told you, yeah. And that was a really good book. Easy to read book, quick. I think I did it in an hour so it was really good. Really good. And yeah, it made me want to know and share your story about how you got started, what made you start on this journey.
Well, thank you for buying my book, first of all.
Yeah, no, easy. Very cheap, by the way,
Where can
guys.
you get an hour with your dentist for 7 francs?
Exactly.
If I got that with my golf pro or my lawyer,
yeah,
I'd be very happy.
Good bargain.
This book was the result of my father's own suffering with his teeth when he was 50. As you know, you've read the book, it tells you that my father came home when he was in England, when we were in England, and he was very angry. 3 dentists had told him, sorry, Mr. Bonsall, you have to have all your teeth out. And then I won't make any spoilers, but what happened after that. And that inspired me to write my book and to motivate me to care for my patients, I think, really.
Were you already doing dentistry at that time?
Yeah, I was a dental student when this happened.
Yeah. So it wasn't your father that pushed you to be a dentist?
It was.
It was, okay.
It was.
Okay, yeah.
His best friend in our village in England was a dentist, and I was often at their house with the dentist kids who were at school together. And yeah, I thought, well, my father recommended I become a dentist. I think it was a good advice. Yeah, I enjoy working with my hands and being with people and making a big before and after difference, making a change in people's lives, a significant change in people's lives, an improvement in their lives.
I think it's the same as, I'm reading a book, Psycho-Cybernetics, for the author, and he was a facial reconstruction surgeon, and he was saying the same thing, that someone comes into me distraught, and then when they leave, they're a different person. I think it's the same with teeth. You would come with a lot of patients that have difficulties with their insecurities, with teeth are not in good nick, and then once you're finished with them, they're just a different personality, different persona. I think in your book you said
they are a different persona. They come and they have their teeth fixed, and then they'll have their hair done, and they'll buy a new suit or a costume. Make a boyfriend. It's quite. And I think the teeth are just part of this stage that people get to in their lives where they think, I need a makeover, psychologically and physically, optically, professionally. And teeth are part of it. And I see everything changing. I see some patients coming back. I remember I had one grandmother came and we did her teeth, and I said to my secretary, when is Mrs. So-and-so coming? The waiting room's full, she's not here. And my nurse said, that's their boss in the waiting room. I'm not kidding. I thought she was her daughter.
Really?
She'd lost like 25 years. New teeth, and when you have your teeth done, you get this psychological boost.
Hmm.
When you know your teeth are in order and they look great and you feel great, you become great and you become a different person. It's a very strange phenomenon, actually, to observe. And I've seen that throughout my life,
Yeah, because you've been
how
doing
people
it
can change.
for 30 years.
More, actually, I'm not going to say how many.
No, you're not that old. It's all right.
I'm
Yeah.
49 if anybody asks.
Yeah. If anyone wants to know. Yeah, like you would have a lot of experiences. The one thing I wanted to ask was like, what was the common occurrence or the common trend that you saw with people that had teeth problems? Like, did you think it was just lack of education, or
It is. Everything's education, isn't it?
yeah,
Everything. So I'm a hand worker. The word surgeon is Greek for hand worker.
mm,
But I'm an educator. I like to educate people to empower them to be their own dentist. And the first thing I tell all my patients is I want you to be your own dentist. You can prevent problems. I can repair them very expensively, but you can be your own dentist.
mm,
And one way they can do this, Brendan, as you know, is they can start to change their toothbrush the first day of each and every month. A little thing like that can really be a wonderful adjunct to your health
yeah,
plan, your health regimen. You can stop smoking, you can go jogging, you can stop eating so much junk food, and you can also buy a new toothbrush every month.
yeah, very
But we're
cheap.
not told this, you see.
Mm,
I told you I went to the World Health Organization in Geneva and I thought, this is a great thing I've got going. They weren't impressed. They said, oh, Dr. Bonsall, we would not presume to tell people to change their toothbrush every month. I said, what the hell? You're the World Health Organization. You
yeah,
should call yourself the World Illness Organization. I said, well, okay, you do it. I'll do it. I'll write a book. I don't need you.
yeah,
Continue shuffling your papers and doing what it is you do.
yeah. It's a good question. What is it? Do they do? Is a very good question. But that's
They do lots of good things,
yeah,
of course. Vaccination programs, clean water.
yeah,
They educate the kids. They help women in African villages, who are very superstitious to get proper health care.
yeah. They do obviously do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do. But this one thing about the teeth, they weren't too bothered.
it's not. I guess on the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's as important. But you have said to me before that gum disease is the biggest disease in the world. That
Right. So I always say Elon Musk is sending a rocket to Mars. Well done, Elon.
yeah,
Meanwhile, back down here on this blue planet, people are losing their teeth like in the Middle Ages, and it's 2023
mm,
because they don't know how often they should be changing their toothbrush. Your grandmother will always tell you, oh, look after your teeth, but she doesn't actually say how. So thanks, grandmother. But now the grandmothers can start saying, change your toothbrush every month. That's
yeah,
how you look after your teeth.
yeah,
And that's how we stop gum disease. We shouldn't be losing teeth in this day and age because we don't know how often we should change our toothbrushes. It's crazy, really, isn't it?
yeah. It's like
That's one little thing. Never
yeah,
mind all the rest of it.
yeah. It's like it's so practical and easy that I've never heard of that either. Change a toothbrush once a month,
No.
and I guess there was another human error you were saying when you have a hand toothbrush instead of like just getting an electric one. So
When I was a student, I remember our professors told us, electric toothbrushes are okay if you're handicapped and not very dexterous. But today, everyone has one. Well, we do in the West. I remember I had one and now shared with the family. You share them with your wife, and then now everyone's got one each.
yeah, yeah,
You might have a family, a household in Switzerland with 4 electric toothbrushes,
yeah.
but they may not be changing their head every month. This is my thing. This is my parole to change.
Your niche, yeah, or
Why every month? Because first of all, life is monthly, isn't it?
mm,
We have a new moon every month. We pay our rent every month. We get paid every month. So I thought a month sounds like it's in the scheme of things.
okay,
And also, I find when you get a new toothbrush, if you get a new one after a month, you can't really tell the difference between that one and the old one.
okay,
And if we wait until we can see a difference between 2 toothbrushes, we've obviously by definition waited too long.
Yeah, it's a good way to look
So
at
it
it.
should always be up here, always be efficient, not fall off.
Yeah, and not try and
Should
get back.
always be that same efficiency. And you can't achieve that if you have a very strong brush because it would be very damaging to your teeth initially.
Yeah, I was looking up and reading that it's quite abrasive if you go too hard when you brush your teeth.
Yeah.
That was my issue. I think it still is the issue. I brush too hard. But with people that have their teeth issues when they come in, say they've got like a cavity in, like, is it because they're not brushing their teeth? Like I can't fathom now in 2023 that people don't brush their teeth. I don't think that's a thing. But you're the dentist.
Most people brush their teeth, Brendan, but they're not changing the brush enough.
Yeah, okay.
And that's my conclusion.
Yeah.
Everyone knows you have to brush your teeth, but they don't know how to brush their teeth and when to change the brush. And I ask all my patients, I say to them, let me ask you a question, Brendan. How often do you brush your toothbrush? You change your toothbrush?
Yeah.
And I'm silent and I wait. They start fidgeting in the chair, they get nervous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're thinking, oh, what answer does he want from me? Am I going to make a fool of myself? And I always say, look, that's quite typical. Nobody has a plan.
Mm.
Can I give you a plan? Then I say, take out your iPhone and we'll go to the 1st of November and I want you to write down in your calendar, change my toothbrush today. And then go to repeat and make it repeat every month for the rest of your miserable life. And then you have a strategic plan in your iPhone. You are one of those VIP patients, very important patients who has a strategic plan for their dental health in their iPhone.
Yeah.
It's a great little thing. And my first book, Brendan, you don't even need to go to the dentist to start benefiting.
Mm.
Just get this knowledge, empowered with the knowledge, changing your toothbrush and buying an electric toothbrush. And that is enough. And my second book is what you actually do when you go to your dentist. Which questions should I ask my dentist when I'm at my dentist's?
Yeah, it's really
And that's the story of my mother, her story.
Oh, okay.
So I use stories to get a message across. People like stories.
For sure.
The first book about the 4 secrets is my dad, who nearly lost his teeth. And the second story is my mother, who was really angry with her dentist. He made her some plastic dentures. And one day the dog came into the kitchen in the summer and she'd taken her dentures out to rinse them after lunch. And the dog jumped up and stole her dentures and ran into the garden. My mother ran after and they were struggling on the lawn. And she finally took the teeth out of the dog's mouth.
Yeah.
And she was not happy. And the dog was having a great time. He was
He's oblivious.
laughing.
Yeah.
And her teeth were ruined. And I said, come on, Mum, I'm going to make you a bridge. This is a load of crap.
Yeah.
She said, what's the bridge? I said, well, it's a way of replacing your missing teeth without this plastic.
Mm.
She said, oh my God, if my dentist had told me that 15 years ago, I don't care what it would have cost, I would have had it done. But he didn't tell me.
Yeah.
And that's a problem with my profession. My colleagues sometimes don't give patients all the alternatives.
Is that because they want you coming back? Like I can tell from your persona and energy that you want to help people. Money comes, it's going to come by adding value. But a dentist is like a sort of in and out shop. They just want you to come back every.
There's 2 philosophies, Brendan. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
My philosophy is get your teeth sorted out once, pay a bit more than you planned, but then have peace and enjoyment from your teeth for life.
Correct.
Like buying a nice car or a cheap runner, And in the end, you'll find that buying a better product gives you more years of enjoyment, and contentment and happiness and peace and security than it does having some cheap work. And I have a lot of patients who've had their teeth done abroad. Oh my gosh, don't do that. Go to your local dentist. You can go back to him if there's a problem.
Yeah.
I had one patient from Hungary. He went to have implants done. He came to me, opened his mouth. He wanted me to get his house. I said, okay. He had a big hole in his tongue. He had a cancer. I said, what did they say about this hole in your tongue? He was a smoker.
Yeah.
What did they say about this hole in your tongue in Hungary? They said, oh, you're not here for that. You're here to have your implants done. Go to your dentist when you get back to Switzerland. I mean, really,
it's single-minded. Okay.
So I sent him to the hospital. We did a biopsy on the same day and we saved his life. The cancer was just about to infiltrate the basal layer, but he lost half his tongue.
What's up with song?
But he's still alive and he stopped smoking.
Yeah.
Took that shock to make him realize he had to stop smoking. He can't talk, but he's alive.
Yeah.
But we saved his life.
That's
So I'm quite angry with those dentists, my colleagues, who,
yeah.
and this is what happens when you get these like companies that are dental companies, and some businessman will employ a dozen dentists, and every time you go, it's a different dentist. There's no continuity.
Yeah, well, no relationship.
It's a very it's a vocation, not an industry, being a dentist, you know.
Yeah.
And you get to know your patients, they get to know you, and it's a nice thing. You have your dentist, you have your patients, and you care for them.
Yeah, it's like a compound interest.
It's a family, and it's a nice thing. But when you go to these companies abroad or often at home, and they just want to sell you a product, it's like going and buying a litre of benzene from the petrol station. You look for the cheapest petrol, the cheapest hamburger.
Yeah.
I don't think a professional care service is to be compared with that.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's often about personality and characters as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, horses for courses, everyone's got the ability to choose.
Yeah, it's true. I think but something like that that's important, you should spend the money on. Because it's your teeth. It's not like, yeah, you buy the cheapest hamburger, it's not healthy, okay, once. But like
You think it's cheap, and then afterwards you're going to get a heart attack and diabetes and arthritis, and then that hamburger turned out not to have been as cheap as you thought.
Correct. And
same with many things in life, though, isn't it? You go to a cheap accountant, then you get a huge tax bill.
Yeah. You need to pay for good value. This is sort of, I've read, so gum disease, letting it go on. I had like an experience when I was younger. I used to always go, my mum would take me to the dentist, hygienist, and this lady would always, like, I still remember it now. She was not good with people. I'll give her that. Like, she was doing a good job cleaning my teeth, but she was not good with people. I think she just wanted to scare me because my gums were bleeding. And she goes, this is like really not good. If you keep going on like this, you're going to lose your teeth. Like, they're going to fall out. You're going to get Alzheimer's disease. You're going to get this. And she was just rounding it off. And I was 14 or 15. I couldn't say anything because I was in such a vulnerable decision.
Brimstone.
But there, the fire in my belly was just like, oh, I just want to grab this lady. But then, like, I was like, no, she's in control of my teeth right now. She could just give me a yank or something. But then there's a lot of research that's come out that gum disease or the gingivitis can lead to like Alzheimer's or other diseases. And I want to know, did you know about that, or did you know anything about that?
Yeah, you know, dentistry and medicine have both developed sort of separately, haven't they? But teeth are part of the human organism, and if you have a problem, if you have an abscess, infection around one tooth in the bone of the jaw, the blood that circulates there goes through your retina, it goes through your liver, your kidneys, your brain. And often a lot of problems in the mouth are autoimmune rejection processes.
Okay.
Which do have effects on the other part of the body. So, you know, the body is holistic. We have to look at the whole organism, not just at this little section or that section. So I try to look at the whole patient when I see them. One thing I do notice is that when patients come in on a Monday morning having had toothache the whole weekend, from a tooth that's been there for years,
okay,
tooth hasn't changed. What's changed is the patient's resistance.
Okay.
Yeah. His defenses have dropped. Why have they dropped? So I look for the cause, not just the symptoms. And often it's a psychosomatic thing, Brenda. They've had a problem at work or with the partner or some life-changing event which then manifests itself in the mouth. Yeah. Very, very interesting how the whole body reacts. And so we can say that often the mouth is like a mirror into the body and into the soul.
Yeah. I believe that. Like, I guess sometimes if I'm stressed, I'll get like an ulcer in my mouth, like a cut.
We do.
And I'm like, how'd I get that?
We all get that. We get an herpes.
Yeah.
The soldiers in the First World War in Belgium, they got a thing called trench mouth.
Yeah.
Of course, they were terrified of getting shot at.
Yeah.
And they didn't brush their teeth. They had no toothbrushes, and they had a horrible stink from their mouth. and the gums became necrotic. And we still see it sometimes today, not from soldiers, but from normal people
Really? Yeah.
who are suffering under stress.
Okay. So yeah, it's not just.
But your question about Alzheimer's, I became vegan. I tried to be vegan. I'm a wannabe vegan. It's very difficult in Switzerland where the meat and the cheese is so good, but I tried to reduce it
Okay.
significantly.
Okay. Yeah.
Eating less meat and animal products is good for you. It's good for the environment. And most of the diseases we know today are caused by eating meat. We have lifestyle diseases. And I believe that Alzheimer's is caused by eating too many fatty things,
Okay.
being overweight, too many sugars.
Yeah.
It's simply lack of oxygen to certain parts of the brain. So, yeah, the thing is to keep slim and keep moving. Have a healthy fat and sugar-free diet, a low sugar, a low fat diet.
You said there's a lot of correlation between like lifestyle and bad teeth. Like over your 30 years of practice, you had a practice in Frankfurt in Germany that was successful.
That's right.
One in Mallorca, then eventually
You
Switzerland.
remembered. No
Re-
Alzheimer's here.
No Alzheimer's here. Research as well helps. Google helps. Like was there a common trend with all the people that had? Because there's people listening now that are in the prevention stage, like they can prevent bad teeth, but then you're also getting customers that are been drinking, smoking, doing whatever.
And that's when the repair starts.
That's when you also have. It's important to come in.
So you've got the repair phase of your teeth, like you've driven the car into the wall.
Yeah.
It's expensive because you weren't paying attention. You weren't looking.
Correct.
You were on your iPhone. You drive your car into the wall. So you go to the garage and you get a huge bill. I have patients like that. They've not been to the dentist for 10, 15 years and things accumulate.
Yeah. Okay. And
They
what
don't solve themselves. The carie,
True.
the decay, the gum disease, the missing teeth, we're not like sharks. Sharks get new teeth. There's no shark dentists because the teeth grow. Human beings doesn't happen. We have to intervene. And the prevention is done by the patient. I do the repair. The patient does the prevention with a new toothbrush, with an electric toothbrush. And going to the hygienist, to my hygienist, Millie, who's wonderful. She's really caring and the patients love her. She's got the latest equipment. She's very gentle and she loves her work. That's prevention. That's like having the oil and filter changed on the car, changing the windscreen wipers, changing the tires. If you do all that and pay attention, then you don't. When the red light goes on the dashboard of the car,
Yeah.
if you stop and put a liter of water in the radiator, you don't have to buy a new engine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your teeth are a little bit like a car. Care for them.
Yeah.
Take them for regular oil and filter changes. You see a red light come on, if you have a pain, go to the dentist straight away. If you wait too long, you lose a tooth, then you have to pay for an implant and a crown and a bridge, and it gets expensive. It's like anything in life. The sooner you intervene, a stitch in time saves nine.
We were talking about British jokes before, and they've got like a deeper meaning. It's sort of like this we're talking about dentistry now, but I'm always thinking about the people that have come in with their problems. You see them, and this might not be the only thing they've neglected in their life.
Yeah.
There must be a common trait that you would see. You're like, okay, this guy's maybe overweight as well, or he's drinking Coke.
I do see that people, they decide to lose 20, 30 kilos. They decide to stop smoking. They decide to get a new job, a new wardrobe, perhaps a new partner, and get the teeth fixed. So, yeah, these lifestyle changes, I do see that. It's very, very humbling. People make this decision. I've been leading my life wrongly. I've been driving too fast. I need to calm down. I need to find another direction in my life, spiritually and materially.
Yeah.
Hardware and software needs sorting out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying midlife crisis,
Yeah.
but I'm saying an awareness that I could live my life
Yeah.
differently, perhaps better, more quality, and more awareness of how I'm eating, how I'm living my life, how I'm caring for my body. We only have one body. It's the temple of our soul. So it's the highest good that we have. What God has given us. We are the epitome of creation. We are the only part of creation able to reflect all of God's virtues. And so we should be aware of that and care for our body. The human body is a wonderful thing.
Absolutely.
It's incomparable. We don't know anything. The mind boggles. We can't even start to imagine. the human mind, the human anatomy, how it works, you know.
Yeah, we are special.
So it's incumbent upon us to care for this body
Yeah.
and to care for the planet, care for our communities,
Yeah.
care for our villages, care for our families,
Yeah.
and to care. It's very satisfying to care. I get a lot of satisfaction caring for my patients.
Yeah. You get a
Being
lot
a
of reward.
teacher, repairing the cars that have been driven into the wall.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of patients with their like tail between their legs coming to the dentist and be like, okay, like I've stuffed up here. But then
They all say, "Oh, doctor, don't shout at me when you see the mess in my mouth. I'm so ashamed. I'm so embarrassed." I say, "Don't worry. I've seen some bad things in my life. We're going to sort you out. You're going to have beautiful teeth in a month or two. Don't you worry."
yeah,
So I don't shout at them. I'm very encouraging.
yeah. It's got to be a positive experience as well.
Yeah.
I was scared going to the
Not like
dentist.
you when you were 14.
Yeah, but like I brush my teeth as you've saying, like you brush my teeth twice a day. Another question I wanted to ask is how important is it flossing every day?
Yeah, you know, that's American thing. The crazy Americans floss. They like, "Hey, I floss for 2 hours a day, doctor. Is that enough?"
Yeah.
I think if we change our toothbrush once a month, that does 99% of
Yeah,
the
okay.
job. You can floss, and I just recommend, I don't really use floss very much. I change my toothbrush every month. If we floss 2 or 3 times a week, if you want to, that's okay. But the base of the pyramid down here is the toothbrush, and the floss is right at the top.
Yeah,
So what we do most of the time
correct.
is most important, and that's toothbrushing with a new brush. And a little bit of flossing. If you're at the traffic jam at the red light, you can floss.
Yeah.
Keep some floss in your car.
Yeah.
Floss at the traffic light.
And don't
Floss in the traffic jam.
and don't crash.
But don't panic too much if you're not
Yeah,
flossing.
yeah.
The main thing is the toothbrush,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. That would be a lot of relief for some listeners because
Don't feel guilty if you're not flossing.
don't feel guilty not flossing. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was your microbiome or your bacteria in your mouth because a lot of this is American. I think it's Western culture, like Australian, British, like the latest mouthwash to chuck in your mouth and like have nice breath, and everyone likes the most insecure. Like it's an insecurity when your breath smells bad or someone's like you notice it straight away.
Yeah. And your best friend won't tell you you've got bad breath.
No one will tell. No one will tell you this. But yeah, like so you want to always have clean breath and like you're scraping your tongue. Like you got the toothbrushes, then you got the other end and like the little scraper,
Tongue scraper.
the tongue scraper, and then
Jesus, yeah.
yeah, and then like my Indian friend, she says the mouth scrapers are such a big culture, and
Thing there,
yeah,
yeah.
and like I was like, how important is it? I've read also that you said you should not use mouthwash, and I was like, wanted to know why that is, and
You know, the mouth is like a biosystem. It's like a beautiful ecosystem, balance with everything in there working nicely. And then you come along and you take an antiseptic alcoholic mouthwash, and it just kills everything. It kills the like 99% of the oral bacteria, but don't forget it also kills the good bacteria.
yeah,
And they are our friends. We want to keep those. They protect us against all the stuff that we breathe in. Every day we breathe about 17,000 liters of air in, and that's got diesel soot in it. It's got pollen. It's got fungi, everything.
mm.
And those things are light in our mouth. And if we don't have any bacteria there, they take hold. Then we get what's called a super infection. They call it thrush in England.
Yeah.
It's like a fungal infection on top of, for example, taking antibiotics or having killed off your own body's defenses by using antibiotic or mouthwashes. So I don't recommend mouthwashes. I know we see adverts on the TV every night for mouthwashes.
Yeah.
In Australia, I believe one mouthwash, I won't mention it here, was actually sued because a lot of people got mouth cancer from this one mouthwash. You can mention the name.
Yeah, no, I got no shame. I got no shame in that.
But anyway,
I want to help people. I don't think it's Listerine, but
okay.
oh,
But anyway,
okay. So
it might be. But
okay, it might be Listerine. Okay,
I only recommend salt water
salt water. Yeah.
or chlorhexidine, which was invented at Manchester University, my university. That's a great one, and most good dentists will prescribe you chlorhexidine. after an operation, or if you've got a bad case of gum disease, gingivitis, but only for a week or two.
Yeah, okay.
And then we have to let this flora and fauna re-establish and repopulate the mouth.
Let your body do its
And the
natural.
only bacteria we need to remove are the ones using our toothbrush, the ones that stick on the necks of the teeth,
Okay.
like a party balloon sticks on the wall when we rub it on a woolen. That's the bacteria sticking on the tooth. So we need a very light force to get that bacteria off.
And that is why you brush your teeth, to get that bacteria off from eating.
You do it very gently.
Yeah.
You don't press on too hard because you don't want to cause any abrasion or attrition of the. You're not going to hurt yourself in one day, but over the course of a lifetime. My father brushed his teeth away. He literally brushed grooves, slots into his teeth.
Was that like, so you're wearing down your enamel? Is that
You wear
also?
down the, not so much the enamel, but more the neck of the tooth, the dentine of the
Okay.
root. The enamel is pretty tough substance that wears down by chewing and grinding
Okay.
when it meets the opposite teeth. But the toothbrush normally attacks the necks of the dentine of the roots of the teeth, and you can brush them away if you're too aggressive with your toothbrush.
Yeah.
And that's why an electric toothbrush is it's quite safer than a lot of arm power.
Yeah,
I often tell people to brush with their left arm if they're right-handed when I see that they've been brushing far too hard. Your left arm is perhaps a bit weaker.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Or buy an electric brush.
Or bioelectric, okay. So there's options for people there. But does that also cause, because the other issue I see is a lot, sometimes I've had it, like, you drink a cold water, but your teeth are sensitive.
Yeah.
Is that all like weak enamel, or is that because you brush it?
That might be because you've brushed your protective gums back.
Yeah.
You've brushed them away, and the sensitive part of the tooth is the root, and now the roots are exposed.
Yeah.
Because you've been brushing too hard. So that when you drink some cold water, it may go onto the roots.
Correct, okay.
Which are no longer protected by the gum covering.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I might have to book an appointment with you. But that's another topic. But one thing, whitening, the last thing I sort of want to talk about that someone's asked me, because I've asked a few people what they'd like to know about sitting down with a dentist. And as you said, looks are very important. So teeth whitenings, I don't know if you're on TikTok, but you see like all these machines like with the red laser, like you put it in your mouth. There is Celtic salt was to clean your mouth. I've seen that. And there's all these new gadgets. What type of toothpaste you use? Like for some reason I've gone for a fluoride-free toothpaste.
Fluoride-free?
Yeah. No logic behind it, just that it doesn't taste as good, so I thought it'd be healthier. And I thought too much fluoride taking in your mouth, not the best.
Your toothpaste should fulfill two prerequisites. First of all, it must taste good. You must like the taste.
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise, you're not going to use it. Secondly, it should have fluoride in it.
Okay.
Fluoride isn't a chemical, it's an element which occurs in the rainwater when the rain falls onto fluorspar rocks and runs into the reservoir and the lakes and the rivers. So fluoride, it's a good thing if we don't have too much of it, of course.
Okay.
And then there's two sorts of ways of whitening your teeth at home. There's one where we use a slightly abrasive toothpaste. There's one which I use called Pearl White, and that's mother of pearl seashells, which have been ground very finely. And they take off a little bit, not like sandpaper. We have to not damage the enamel.
Yeah.
But it's slightly aggressive. It's softer than the enamel. These little particles of mother of pearl shell. In the Pearl White toothpaste, and that cleans the teeth by scouring them, by scrubbing them. It's very gently abrasive. Then you've got the second sort of toothpaste, which cleans chemically, which has hydrogen peroxide in.
Okay.
Hydrogen peroxide is a chemical that they bleach your hair with.
Okay.
And these toothpastes have a little bit of hydrogen peroxide in them. And they go into the fine crystals of enamel where the mother of pearl abrasive hasn't reached, and it takes out the final bits of caffeine, taurine, coffee stains, things we've eaten and drank.
Yeah, okay.
So I was on TikTok last week and I made
I
a
saw this video.
video
Yeah.
and I showed people how to put 1 drop of an abrasive toothpaste
Yeah.
and 1 drop of a chemical toothpaste on their brush and to brush
mix
with
in.
that. You could also imagine using the abrasive one in the morning, the pearl white in the morning, and the chemical one in the evening.
Yeah.
Things like Colgate Ultra Bright
Okay, yeah.
and pearl white. They'll keep your teeth cleaner for longer after you've had a bleaching at the dentist's.
Yeah, okay. So bleaching at the dentist can help also.
It certainly does help,
Yeah, for
Brendan.
sure.
You know,
He's drinking coffee every day.
yeah, we all drink too much coffee, including me. And people say, oh, how white will my teeth become? Will they become like Brendan's t-shirt?
Mm.
No. But what I do guarantee and promise is that you'll get the color you had when you were 18.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you were 18 and you had dark teeth, just cleaning the surface isn't going to change the intrinsic color of the tooth inside.
Yeah, exactly.
But if your teeth have gone yellow over 10 years from 10,000 cups of coffee, imagine you drink 3 cups of coffee a day,
Oh, yeah, it's
365 days a year.
Yeah.
That's 1,000 cups of
over
coffee
1,000.
times 10, literally 10,000 cups of coffee.
Yeah,
You think it's not going to have an effect on your teeth.
yeah, absolutely.
And then in just 1 hour, Mimi, my hygienist, will use her machine. She applies a jelly on the teeth. It's quite a strong jelly, so you can't buy it at the shops.
Yeah.
It's only under her vigilance that she uses it, and she initiates the jelly whitening potential with a blue light, and it's not an ultraviolet that could cause skin cancer. It's a blue light, it's visible blue light that initiates and activates the hydrogen to start bubbling.
Okay.
And it bubbles away the staining.
Yeah.
Takes an hour and a half. And then you have a spectacular result, just like that. So for 10 years, you haven't seen your teeth going darker every day.
No.
You wouldn't notice that. It's like parents don't notice their kids growing.
Yeah.
But then you go to the grandmas after a year and, oh my God, the kids are so big. It's the same with the teeth. You see the immediate effect when you've had your teeth bleached. And then, of course, you've got to keep it white.
Yes.
That's where the 2 toothpastes come in.
Yeah.
And then hopefully you'll drink less coffee, but of course people don't.
I don't think that's a whole lifestyle change, but it's a culture thing too. Coffee. It is. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think
you have to enjoy a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I was gonna say I won't be stopping coffee, just in moderation.
But we don't have to suffer anymore with the yellowness and the stain in that coffee.
Yeah, you've got solutions.
And you can also have these trays made at night.
Yeah, okay.
It's cheaper than the dentist. You squirt the hydrogen peroxide jelly in. You put the trays in after dinner and you watch the TV for an hour, take them out, rinse and brush your teeth and go to bed.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can do that, say, once a week, or if there's a wedding coming up or a party or an interview, you might want to do that half a dozen times over, say, 2 weeks before you have your interview or you get married. Have your photographs taken or whatever.
You can get married if you want, but it could be a burden. Okay, yeah. No, that's really good practical tips.
So the main takeaway for your viewers is change your toothbrush on the first day of each and every month. Go and see your dentist. Ask him the right questions for your health. Which materials is he using to fill your teeth? I'm a big advocate of using porcelain fillings and not plastic. Plastic fillings will kill your teeth. You'll end up with a mouthful of root fillings and missing broken teeth and implants and bridges. I believe in, using a better quality of material.
Okay.
We all tend to want to have white fillings, but a lot of the white fillings are plastic, and often they're not good enough for filling bigger cavities.
Yes.
We should use porcelain or gold.
Okay.
But that's in my second book.
That's in
How to Save Money at the Dentist.
Once you get there, is this like yes, I'm giving you all the preventative methods, but if you've forgotten about this, when you're actually at the dentist or if you've got issues, this is what you need to be asking for.
That's right. The first book is the book that you can start with without any dentist at home on your own.
Yeah.
And the second book, Save Money at the Dentist, tells you which questions to ask your dentist.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a checklist inside to ask him.
Yeah. This is really informative. The book was, for the listeners out there, I think it was like $7. It was cheapest appointment I've had with a dentist in a long time. So really, it was really beneficial. I learnt a lot, especially even just listening to this. There's a lot of great takeaways, um, and yeah, no, it was really really informative. But before we finish up, you're not just a dentist. I think you're like a advocate for a cleaner city. You've done a lot of things traveling from either Frankfurt, Mallorca, advocating for a cleaner environment. And I think this is like, I guess this is one of your passion side projects, or just you have a care, or like your personality is like a care for people, care for an environment.
That's right. It extrapolates and to the community. I think we should all try and make our community contribute to an ever improving society. Just last week, for example, I sent an email about the St. Alban tour on the end of my street. It's looking a bit sad.
Yeah.
Pigeon poo everywhere, and it's the first thing that visitors and the locals see when they come onto the St. Alban Vorstadt. So I just sent an email to the town, and they were quite grateful. They said, "Oh, we didn't know, Dr. Bonsall. Thank you. We'll send some cleaners round."
Mm.
It can be just like that. In Spain, I told you I won €3 million to get my barrio, my neighborhood, repaired.
Yeah.
We've got the streets fixed, new asphalt, new pavements, new lighting, fiberglass internet cables laid. I created a neighborhood association, and my association won 3 million. And here in Basel, I got the taxes reduced to almost nothing on electric cars. And before that, they were like 2,000 francs. So
Yeah. So
who's going to buy an electric car and pay 2,000 francs taxes?
yeah.
So now my Tesla costs 130 francs. And when I first bought one in 2015, it was 1,800. I thought, this is crazy.
Yeah.
There's no incentive
Yeah. What's the point?
towards a sustainable, emission-free future.
Yeah.
And of course, that helps the quality of our air. A lot of people suffer from bronchitis caused by car fumes,
Pollution.
diesel, soot.
Do you also, in terms of like solar panels, you don't see a lot in Basel, and I think this
We
comes
don't.
down to the incentive. Like, what is the incentive of actually doing it? It's so costly.
The incentive is everyone would like solar panels. We all know it's a great
Correct.
thing
Yeah.
to do. We want to do it. Everyone wants to contribute to a better society.
Yeah.
The problem is the bureaucracy in Basel. You have to go to the local electricity work, and there's a mountain of bureaucracy,
Yeah.
which is typical. And you have to pay for the bureaucrats. So my next project is to ask the town council to pay the bills for the bureaucracy so that people can have electric car charging points at home and solar panels without having to be held back by the bureaucracy. We signed the Paris Agreement to encourage a sustainable future, a low CO2 future. So that basically means anything that reduces CO2
Yeah.
and environmental problems should be rewarded and encouraged. And the opposite should be punished or made expensive.
Okay.
It's what we call a stick and carrot.
Mm.
We reward good behavior and we punish bad behavior.
Yeah.
It's what we call social justice. Social justice is stick and carrot. We reward good behavior and we punish bad behavior with fines.
Yeah.
If you speed, you get a fine. You don't get a reward for driving at the correct speed.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
No.
We don't get any reward when we stop at the traffic lights that are red, but we perhaps we should do. Our society is a bit negative. It's all about punishments.
Mm.
We should reward people by reducing their taxes when they buy a clean car, when they put solar panels on the roof and sell the electric to their neighbors.
Mm. I think this was a little thing we spoke about last time with like health insurance. I think Swiss health insurance should reward people's healthy lifestyle and healthy food choices a lot more, which will then help free up their system. But yeah, that's another topic. But I think to finish up, because I have been looking up your content that you produce, but you do have a good mindset of life skills and life values and things that you have done to help you achieve the position that you have, because your practices all around Europe have been successful. So there's obviously common traits or common themes that you've done that's made you successful, not just your skill, because skill alone I don't think is enough. What would you say to people that are trying to get out there or do something or be better in themselves, their business, work, life?
Yeah, that's a nice question, Brendan. I think really just treat people as you would like to be treated yourself, do your best.
Mm.
I imagine that it's me in the chair when I'm treating the patient. What would I like? How would I like to be treated?
Yeah.
I have got high professional standards, and just do your best.
Yeah.
If you fail, don't worry. Stand up and try again.
Yeah.
We all fail, but we are aware of that, and then we do our best again.
Yeah.
So just treat people like you would like to be treated. Really, that's all.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
Do a nice job. I like to do art in the mouth. I like to think I'm an artist,
Yeah.
as well as a teacher.
Yeah.
And I like to do nice work in the mouth. I like to be proud of my work.
Yeah.
So I give people a little thing to hang on the neck. Teeth by Dr. Bonsall.
Yeah. Yeah, well, people listening in Basel, if they're looking for a dentist, you know exactly where to go now. You've got expertise, and you know how you have something practical to actually start. This is what I like about what you're sharing and your story and your books. It's actually something practical that you can use tonight, tomorrow. You can go to the shop now and buy a new toothbrush. Like
Exactly.
you can start straight away, and it's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to come to me and then I solve your problems. Like it's just here is the advice.
I want to give, like I was telling
want to give back,
Dominic this morning, I want to give something.
Yeah.
It says in the Bible it's better to give than to receive.
Yeah.
And this is an eternal, never changing truth,
Yeah, it's true.
So I'd like to think I'm trying to do that. And like you say, it's my book's called The Four Secrets. We've talked about two.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to know the other two secrets,
they can
find my book on Amazon.
Yeah, they can find it. Very easy.
If they come to me, though, I tell all my patients.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I can also add a link into the notes for the book. So
yeah, it's nice to reach more people than those who don't actually come through your door, I actually patented this idea of putting the name of the month on the toothbrushes. I actually bought the patent in America with a lawyer.
Really?
I thought, great, I'm going to make a fortune, because you imagine the old lady goes to the supermarket and she's looking. Just look at when you go to the supermarket. People go to buy a toothbrush. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They look for the most colourful one.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a hard decision.
Sometimes I actually go up to them and say, oh, are you buying a new toothbrush? May I advise you, I'm a dentist. I don't have any shares.
Yeah.
But shall I tell you? Oh, yes, please. The old dentist hasn't told them what sort of brush to buy. And I was actually thinking of putting like a QR code to my books in these supermarkets on the shelves.
Yes.
Which toothbrush should I get? But not from a toothbrush manufacturer, but from an independent dentist.
Yeah.
To say, well, you can buy any toothbrush, but it has to fulfill these prerequisites. For example, if we imagine we're buying 12 brushes a year, it should be a price we can pay for 12 brushes. And I say that because I once got a sample toothbrush from Philips in Holland. It was like a 400 franc bloody machine.
Okay.
Like a Rolls Royce. But the heads were 30 francs each.
So
when I said, listen, this is a great toothbrush, it's fabulous, but I can't tell my patients to buy it because I also tell them to buy a new head every month. That's 350 francs just for toothbrushes.
Yeah.
I said, they're going to be cheaper than that. It's crazy price. So I always say, buy an electric toothbrush, for which you can afford to buy 12 heads.
Yeah. Okay.
Or just buy 12 normal toothbrushes.
Yeah.
You don't have to have an electric brush. You get the same bacteria off with a hand or an electric brush.
Yeah.
I just think electric toothbrushes are very motivating. You can just turn the thing on. You're half asleep in the morning or at night time. You just run it round your mouth.
Yeah.
There's no brain power required.
It's true. It's like that.
You just let the toothbrush do the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're all lazy.
Yeah.
We get a big return for pressing the button.
Yeah, it's that instant gratification.
Yeah. Yeah, and the second book is what to do then.
When you get to the dentist, yeah, it's good practical. Interesting. I can see why it's been so successful because you also, instead of everyone else in the dentistry industry or just business in general in Basel, they don't really have a presence online.
No.
I think you make a good effort to put video content out, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. You've got it all.
I do notice the other dentists are copying me now. We know in English we say imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Yeah.
When I first came here, I had this English dentist, and now I see other dentists saying, "Oh, we speak English as well."
Yeah, yeah. But it was very smart because when
I'm always looking for the next best thing.
next best thing. Yeah.
And I think it's this blogging and stuff.
Yeah, it is. I think it's also blogging. Like you get behind the scenes with people and you get to know more about them. Like there's a lot of it sounds strange, but there's a lot of podcasts that are like 2 to 3 hours long. And you think
Yes.
can you
Chat for so long.
chat for so long? But what actually happens is when you do it, I've had some like an hour and a half. The first half an hour you just trying to suss each other out or just like feeling like the connection. And then as it gets going, like it gets deeper and deeper and you're starting like reveal layers. It's like an onion.
Very good. Yeah, I like that analogy.
Yeah, and it's like you start to peel something here and then someone will say something here and then you peel that side and you start to delve into
Like when you're in the pub and you have a conversation, you
Yeah.
start off, "Oh, how are you doing?" And then if you were to follow that conversation, the different topics and
Correct.
subjects, that it goes like a big zigzag, doesn't it? The topics that mates in the pub will chat about in an evening.
Oh,
From politics to sex to money to holidays to
yeah,
food to whatever.
correct, yeah.
It's amazing how it takes its course of conversation, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's fascinating, and I'm like learning this as well. Like, I'll go to like ours was dentistry based because a lot of people will message me like I'm really interested, so I've kept it to that. But like, you can have a part 2, part 3 about
We could. Well, yeah, well,
yeah, like like your life. It can go this way, and then when people like are familiar with someone and they have that connection, they buy from you. I think as well. I think this is also important. Like they have that, as you said, compound interest with your patients. I think that's a really good skill or a good trait to have when in Australia there's just like also a lot of bulk dentistry. So you're not getting the same dentist every time.
You don't get that personal.
No, you don't have that connection, that compound interest of friendship that could lead to other things.
I mean, that guy with the hole in his tongue obviously hasn't had his own dentist in Fribourg for
Yeah.
years, and he just looked on an advert. Oh, I'll go to Hungary.
Yeah, cheaper.
Poor guy.
Yeah, but did he have other like for someone to have that issue? Was he also overweight, or was it a
No, he
correlation?
wasn't overweight. He was
Yeah.
just a smoker.
Just a smoker.
Just a sweet guy. And he said, "Yeah, I've had this tongue for a long time." And of course, people are frightened. They know what it is.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
But I said, "Look, you're going for a biopsy this afternoon." And I called the hospital. I said, "Right, you're going to drive home back to Freiburg, go straight to the Freiburg General Hospital. They're waiting for you."
Yeah,
And it was just about to invade his whole body. Christ. I've only seen 3 cases of mouth cancer in my life, though it's not very often, very
okay.
common.
Yeah.
Not very common, thank God. It's like 2% of all cancers are in the mouth. Caused by smoking,
Smoking. Yeah.
by syphilis, by these things that the Indians chew on. What's it called? They chew
like a
on some
tobacco?
twig.
Oh, a twig.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the 6 S's: syphilis, sunlight, sex, smoking, and 2 more S's. I forget what they are.
Okay.
Uh,
You were saying there was thrush in the mouth, but I thought thrush was I thought it was a sexual disease. Thrush.
yeah,
And
women get it.
Yeah,
down
women get it,
here
that's
when
it, yeah.
they are taking antibiotics.
Gotcha. That's what it was.
It's the same sort of vagina, it's the same mucous membrane as the mouth. It looks just the same. Bleeding red patches that peel off with white slough on the top.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just take an antifungal and stop the antibiotics.
Yeah.
It's very sore. People come and they open their mouth, and it's like a pizza oven in there. It's red raw. It's like throbbing.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh my God, which mouthwash she using?" "Oh, Dr. Listerine, I see it on TV every night." I said, "Stop using that stuff.
It's just destroying.
You kill everything in your mouth, you know."
Yeah.
I said, "I only use Listerine to clean my toilet.
Yeah, it's
Kills everything. It's great for the toilet. Use it on your toilet, not in your mouth, for God's sake. Who told you to use that?" Nobody. Will stop using it.
it's advertising. It's like the big companies marketing. It's money.
Very powerful.
Very powerful. Really. Which is why it's important to get your name out there because when you're sharing a good message, it goes a lot further than these big companies, big pharmaceutical companies that are just selling a product.
And it's the shiny product. It looks got a wonderful green color. It looks
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, it looks always
My
amazing.
boy came to me one night and said, "Oh, Papa, we've got to buy some Listerine." I said, "You mean the mouthwash?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, why?" He said, "Well, it's on TV." I said,
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, but I'm a dentist and I hate that fucking stuff."
And it looks good, and like I've used it once when I was younger, and it's like this mint, and you're like,
It's
like,
amazing taste.
yeah,
It's
you're like,
amazing, like an orgasm.
yeah, you're like,
But
okay,
you know, it's not good though.
yeah, you're like, I'm gonna kiss this girl now. She's just gonna smell this beautiful, beautiful, like fresh breath. Yeah, it's funny. No, it's fine.
Will be good.
I think it's nice that you go around interviewing personalities and characters.
Yeah, it's something I like to do, and I think it's for me, it's something that I enjoy doing. Like I like to do it, but it's also like you're building a connection. Like we're going to be friends. Like we have this connection now that you wouldn't be able to. Like say we went out for lunch or you go for a bar for a drink. We're not having that type of conversation.
Not that superficial crap.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas
Yeah, I don't like that.
yeah, it's just to me, it's like it's a waste.
Waste of time.
Yeah, it's just a waste of time.
I like to talk about meaningful things.
Yeah, see, for me, I always like talking about meaningful things that can impact people, and like I think a lot about life, business.
I think about, like we have 24 hours a day, we sleep 8, we work 8. What do we do with the other 8?
Yeah,
And I think quite meaningful is to help in the community.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
something for your street. Put some flowers on your balcony like I just did last week.
Hmm.
Bring joy to people who walk past your house by putting a few flowers out.
Yeah.
We can all do little things like this. In fact, when I was in Mallorca and I won that 3 million, I said to the mayor, "You've got to be a leader of this community and you've got to set an example and
Yeah.
go along and put a bucket of water on a tree that's wilting and have it on the TV so that everyone else copies you." Because
Yeah. Yeah.
the Spanish, they'd complain all the time. "Oh, that tree outside my house, it's falling over, it's dying. The
Yeah.
council don't come on." I said, "Well, go and get a bucket of water and put some bloody water on it yourself."
Yeah. It's,
Oh yeah.
didn't
Didn't
think,
think of that.
didn't think of that. You're like, you said it earlier.
Plant different flowers
Yeah.
in around the base of the tree as well.
Yeah.
They're gonna cost you 10 francs.
You said that before as well. Like, because there's a lot of people that complain. Like, for example, in Melbourne during COVID, this is perfect. It's an extreme example, but everyone around me was complaining because we were locked down. And I was just fortunate enough that I had the opportunity to, if I was going to complain, I was like, can I do something about it? And I was like, yeah, I can move to Switzerland. So I did.
Aha.
But, but
Made nails with heads.
yeah, because I was like, I didn't want to be complaining. I had to see this like premier, this like dictator telling us, oh, sorry, we've had 2 cases in Melbourne. The population is 6 million. So we have to lock back down again at 9 o'clock.
Oh, God.
And I was just infuriated. I was like, this is so wrong.
It's not frightening that the politician says something, but that he can't believe his luck that everyone listens to him.
Everyone's listening. And
That's the worst thing.
and it was
People don't say.
and these people that were protesting like against him and saying this is wrong, and then those people are getting like attacked on the media. They're like, use the reason why we're still down, and I was like, this is just too much. And then I was like, okay, how can I get out of this country? I've got some cousins in Switzerland. One of them's getting married. I was like, I can do this home office thing, and I was like, oh, I've got to do it because it revolved around what you said. You can either complain about things in your life, or you can try and see if you can do something.
Do something.
And yeah, you like to do something, and I think I like to be around people that not complaining. I like what you do, like community, and I think people like connection and other people, and I think this is important. Like you build a community, running club that you meet friends through that as you do. Like it's just all community based. We're not meant to be alone.
No, yeah, that's right. I agree with that. I don't believe in these hermits who go and live in a cave on their own. What's that? And there's a thing called the dynamic force of example.
Okay.
If a lot of good people get together and they're acting, say, in a good way, that will attract other people who will also then start acting in a good way, not because they're thinking, but because they're copying these few people who did think to work in a good way.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting phenomenon. We don't need to change the whole world, the whole 8 billion people of the world to be good.
Yeah.
But if, say, 1 billion people or less set a good example, the other 7 billion would simply copy.
Yeah. So
It's human nature. We don't think. There's a game you can play at a party. You take 2 people,
Yeah.
and one of them leads and runs around, sits down, touches this, touches that, jumps around, and the other one's got to follow him and copy what he did.
Okay.
And then you swap roles, and the second person must then be the leader and do things for the other one to copy. And then you say to them, which was easiest, showing initiative and originality and progressing, or following the other one? And they all say, yeah, following was so much easier.
Yeah. And I think that's why people get rewarded for showing initiative and doing, because it's harder. Like
You have to break the mold.
Yeah, to break the mold. Like this, I think this is a skill you can learn. Like say
First, they don't accept it.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
Yeah.
The Germans say, what the farmer doesn't know, he doesn't eat. Jesus said, you can't put new ideas into old heads. You can't put new wine into old bags.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult at first.
Yeah.
But if you persist and persevere, they'll slowly come round. It's like steering an oil tanker.
Yeah. It's true. Like you bang my head against the wall. Like if you tell someone this is the right thing to do, but they just don't do it.
No, they won't listen.
Yeah.
You've got to show them.
Yeah, you just got to show. Yeah.
You've got to show them, and it's better if several people show them.
Yeah, not just one.
That's why mothers and fathers should be united, educating their kids. They should set their kids a good example together.
Yeah, okay.
So the kids aren't confused. If mum says white and dad says black, then their kids are just confused. But if they both say black and both say white, then the kids will follow.
And then using your own time as a husband and wife to argue, like choose what is right and wrong, and then you come together with the kids and have the same.
That's the building block of the society, a mother and father with kids. That's where the whole society starts. Yeah. So it's got to start in the home with a good example from the parents.
Yeah. Yeah, we could talk for ages. I've got a whole other opinion on families and society now with girls, females.
A friend of mine, his daughter in Spain, she told him that she'd had a grandkid, a child. It was his grandkid, and he said, "Oh my God, who's the father? I didn't know you were fucking married."
Yeah.
She said, "No, Papa, I had artificial insemination. I decided I couldn't find a husband."
Yeah.
And I said, "Why should I renounce motherhood just because every man I meet is an idiot? I want to be a mother."
Yeah.
So she just bought some sperm from her sperm bank.
Yeah.
And was fertilized. And now she's got 2 kids.
Yeah.
0 father. Not even a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Literally, like Virgin Maria, little like Virgin birth.
the Virgin Mary.
Surrogate birth.
Yeah.
Well, artificial insemination. But it just shows you that if you want to be a mother so badly,
you can.
I'll try again. Just go and get your eggs fertilized and implanted, have a kid.
Yeah, it's true. But then do you think like...
Might be all she wants. It might satisfy just being a mother rather than a lover or a wife.
Yeah, like a partner or family.
There's all times.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. But I still believe a husband and wife dynamic for kids is good. It's maybe because I just grew up with like my mum and dad.
It's been going on for like 1 billion years.
Yeah, why change this? Yeah.
The ideal way to propagate the creation is with one father and one mother.
Correct.
Then the kids learn how to be a man, how to be a woman.
Yeah.
Because later they'll get married to the opposite sex.
Yeah.
And they have their own roles to play.
Yeah.
So, and nature works it all. I can tell you from my 2 boys, it's perfect having 2 parents because one child can more or less defeat 2 parents.
Yeah.
And one mother educating the child on its own, she's going to lose.
Yeah.
That baby can defeat 2 parents.
Yeah.
So while one's having a sleep, the other can watch the kid.
Yeah.
Whew, it's hard work.
Yeah, but it's hard work. But like, I think it's the most important. Like you've had a kid, like you've had 2 kids, like that's
the most important thing we can do in life.
Yeah, in life. Yeah.
But a good kid, not a hooligan.
Yeah. This is the
one
factors.
that goes out with solutions into society and helps society solve its problems, not one who contributes to problems of society.
Correct. And this is family
That's
values.
What kids we've got to send out there.
Yeah.
Because so many people are depressed and say, "Oh, I'm not having a child. I'm not having children
in this world or
in
like
this world."
Yeah,
because you get the world you make, mate.
Yeah, it does.
You've got to have a proper attitude, And if you think your kids are going to go out and make the world worse, please don't have them.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Any idiot can have kids.
Yeah, it's true. Any idiot.
Not every anyone can be a great parent.
Yeah.
And you give me a kid, Brendan, I can tell you what his parents are like.
Yeah.
What sort of parents
Yeah.
does he have? See how the kid behaves, because that's what he's got. That's what he's inherited from his parents. His attitude, his behavior, his perspective, his beliefs gets from his parents.
Yeah, it's true. It's so influential, your parents, on your.
I mean, later on, when you're 21, 22, you can start getting your own ideas.
Yeah, correct.
But your formative years you get from your parents.
Yeah.
From your religion, from your teachers.
Yeah.
From your peers.
Yeah, it's.
And I went through a stage where I thought, where's all this crap come from on my hard drive? I need to do a virus check.
I was the same. Like, it's now I'm at the age now. It's the same. I was like, what do I have this belief? I was like, okay, this is from this. This is
In my religion, the founder of my religion says, forget everything you've ever learned and start your education again with my teachings. And I did it.
This
and
was
it's
called
wonderful.
The
Baha'i religion.
Baha'i religion. I've never heard of it until I
It's
looked it
the
up.
youngest, the most modern of the world's 9 major monotheistic religions.
Yeah.
And basically, it's global development, a global consciousness, a global awareness that the earth is one country and mankind the citizens.
No, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Brennan.
It was very informative. Good time. Hopefully it wasn't too. Hopefully it was nice and relaxed for you. It was good. Yeah.
It was nice. An easy guy to talk to.
Yeah. No. Likewise. It's good. It's the British Australian connection, I think.
That's right.
No, thanks. It was good.
Thank you,
no.
Brennan.
We're done. We're done.
Thank you, Dominic, too.
Yeah. No, thanks, Dom. The video, the brains behind it all. Yeah. No. Thanks for this. Nice chat. Nice chat. That's good.
That's it. You can finish.
It's your clapperboard.
The clapperboard.
Were you recording all the rest of it?
I think it must have been left on, but
That's these outtakes. That
this,
They're often better than them. You can put some of those in too if you want.
Yeah, no. That's why I was still recording.
it's the exclusive
we
content.
might have like after the interview, it's gonna be like
The outtakes.
like the outtakes,
Things that went
like
wrong.
the extra.
Yeah.
The
for sure.
outtakes.